Hello everyone, Steve Blair 2010 here, after a couple months back with another installment of Tea Time with Steve. Today's featured tea is Organic Jasmine. It's a green tea and it's from a company called Equal Exchange, I believe. It's really good, but it's kind of expensive because it's organic. Today's episode of Tea Time is about ASMR. Now for those of you who don't know what that is, that stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, and it's basically a form of relaxation. There's different triggers for different people. There's audio triggers, there's visual triggers, and there's even like a touch and taste, basically every sense can be an ASMR response for somebody. Well, a trigger for somebody. And it's kind of hard to describe what it is. Some people describe it as a tingling. I don't really see it that way. It's in the back of my neck. It's really hard to describe. I can't really tell you. You'll just have to try it for yourself. There's a lot of videos on YouTube, but mostly the videos on YouTube are obviously going to be focusing on the audio and visual responses, because it's kind of hard to do a taste trigger video. So that's going to be mostly what you're going to find on the internet, but I found that at least my auditory response, my main thing would be like the sound of like scratching on like paper or wood, or like tapping on like a wooden bowl or something like that. That hollow wooden sound I really like. Now, for a lot of you, you're probably wondering, what this is, because you probably never heard of it. It's actually not as popular as some of the things on the internet. I found out about it through a friend of mine named Chris. He was over here one night at my house, spending the night, and he says, we're on YouTube, he goes, have you ever heard of ASMR? I go, what is that? He goes, well, just type it in and see what you think. So I typed it in. We watched a couple of videos. I found, what was really relaxing to me. I said, wow, what is this? And he told me he didn't know what it stood for at the time, but he knew it was some kind of relaxation thing, and he really liked it. And so I kept up with it, subscribed to a couple channels on ASMR, and I've been watching it on and off ever since then. I haven't really gotten, like regularly watching it every day, but, when I'm in the right mood, it's always nice. Now, something interesting I just thought of. One night I remember watching ASMR, trying to get tired because I wanted to go to bed, but I wasn't tired. I was like, I want to go to bed. So I watched some of it, and then some more of it, and then some more of it. And I feel like I watched too much, and when I went to bed, I was really tired, but I couldn't get to sleep. That's what made me think, is it possible to watch too much and not be able to sleep? I'm really not sure if that's something that there's been a study on or not, but that's something I experienced. I wouldn't say it's an overdose or anything, but it's just kind of weird how I got too relaxed and couldn't go to sleep. I thought that was weird. But the main reason I'm doing this topic discussion is because of a manager of mine where I work at Taco Bell who subscribed to my channel, and he really liked the first 2 episodes of Tea Time that I did. And since he's into ASMR, I thought I would do this for him. And it works out even better because I happen to be into ASMR as well. But relaxation is something that's important to me, because for those of you who may know me, even for those of you who know me, you probably wouldn't know that sometimes I have problems with stress. So, well, not necessarily stress as much as anxiety. So sometimes that can be helpful, but it's not like some people who just literally can't get to sleep without ASMR. It's literally, that's the only way they can get to sleep, some people. That's just crazy. But I suppose, whatever helps you sleep at night, literally. But it was actually kind of interesting. Something that made me think about these Tea Time episodes that I do. This one person actually subscribed to me because of these videos. He said that he found the sound of people drinking tea to be relaxing. Now, I'm not sure if he knew about ASMR or not, but apparently the sound of me drinking tea and just talking in general really relaxed him. I think that may have been an ASMR trigger for him, whether he realized it or not. And I think it was on episode 2 of Tea Time. You can go see his comment. He said he subscribed to me and that he just sits and listens, and he loves the sound of people drinking tea. And so, you form your own opinion. Do you think that was an ASMR response or not? I don't know. But that made me think, and I think that was part of the reason that I decided to do this topic of discussion, it wasn't necessarily just because of my manager Jeremy. It was because I was looking for another topic to talk about, and I thought about him subscribing because of that, and I thought, you know what, relaxation, he really liked that ASMR, there you go. But there are quite a few channels on YouTube, I mean a lot of them, about ASMR, or similar things like that, like something similar. It's called Whisper Audios. They're just a really relaxing, completely audio-based thing that helps you go to sleep. They describe a relaxing scenario, and that's something actually my friend Chris really was really into. He was actually thinking about at one point doing a channel of his own about Whisper Audios. And it was funny, the first time he showed me a Whisper audio video, we were getting ready to go to bed that night. He stayed the night, and he turned that on. He said, let's see if this helps you sleep as much as it does me. And it was about a 5-minute video. I was sitting there listening to it. He's laying there. We're both quiet listening to it, and then at the end of the video I was still awake, and I roll over, look down on the floor because he was sleeping on the floor over here. I was sleeping on the bed. And I said, I don't know about you, but that didn't help me fall asleep. And apparently he had fallen asleep before the end of the video. He was already asleep at that point. I thought that was hilarious. I was just like, whatever. I rolled over and eventually went to sleep on my own. But Whisper Audios didn't really help me sleep. ASMR helps me relax, but it never actually made me fall asleep during the video. I don't know, I guess Whisper Audio just isn't my thing, you know. But while I said that there's a lot of channels out there for ASMR, none of them are really that huge in terms of subscribers. The most I've seen on any channel of ASMR would be a few thousand subscribers, and that's it. Which I know, obviously for me that would be a lot of subscribers, seeing as though I have less than 20 at the time being. Maybe you're watching this and by this point I have more than 20, I don't know. I don't know how far in the future you're actually watching this video. But putting it on the grand scale, it's not very much, you know, if you think about it. Because there's people out there with millions and millions of subscribers, but that's more of like the entertainment kind of thing. This is a relaxation thing that isn't as, you know, isn't as popular as something like, say, for example, just because of the sheer number of subscribers he has, we'll say Ray William Johnson, just for an example, or Mystery Guitar Man, or Freddie W. Those are all entertainment and crazy editing and stuff like that. This is just, again, some relaxation thing that helps you just to maybe get to sleep, or just to generally relax because of anxiety or stress. It's nice, but it's not something that's going to get hugely popular. I thought about doing a couple things like that at one point, but it just doesn't seem like something that I would really be into in terms of video making. You know, something I like watching, something I like listening to. But I don't know, it's just something about making ASMR or Whisper Audios just doesn't appeal to me. I suppose if I get enough requests to do it, I might do a video or two, but it doesn't seem like it would be something that I would want to regularly do. I want to stick to the more entertainment side of it, and in fact, this is my favorite kind of thing to do, would be like a commentary, talk show kind of thing. These are my favorite kind of things to do. But I'm trying to do other things, just so I can get people to, you know, come see my channel and get some more subscribers. So that's why I'm doing a little bit of everything, you know. But again, if you guys want ASMR and y'all tell me you want it, I'll do a video or two, I'll try it, but I can't see it going anywhere. Yeah, I just thought of something. Which is actually more popular, ASMR or Whisper Audio? I would assume ASMR. I see a lot more of ASMR than Whisper Audio. But, what was I going to say? Wow, we're running out of shit to say already. But, you know, the more I think about it, it seems like the most popular trigger for ASMR, at least from the kind of videos that I watched, it seems like the most common kind of thing is not necessarily just one kind of object, but it seems like the most common kind of trigger is scratching or tapping on something. Whether it's wood, paper, like I like, wooden paper, or whether it's metal or plastic, what have you, it could be anything, but it seems like tapping and scratching seems to be the most popular kind of trigger for anybody for ASMR. But I noticed, again, like I said earlier, there are visual things, or just general, just like this, just like talking. Some people may find just my talk shows to be an ASMR trigger, just relaxation listening to me talk. I've seen some things like that on, like, say, the related videos or in people's channels, but I've never actually watched them because I thought that just doesn't seem like something that would be a trigger for me. But one odd trigger I found that I had recently, because I was thinking about it, would be getting my hair cut. And when they take their hands and go like this with your hair to get the scissors up, for some reason, that gentle pulling on the hair, that's always been a trigger for me. In the past, I've felt that feeling before when I was getting my hair cut, although obviously I don't get my hair cut as much as I used to. And I never really knew what that was until I started watching ASMR, and then I got to thinking, you know what, I think that might have been what that was. And the interesting thing is, it's not just a sensory thing happening to me, it is actually a very rare, at least for me it seems like, because nothing else really does this to me. It seems to be a visual trigger for me, because when I watch other people getting it done, it seems to do that to me too. I think it's because I'm thinking about, because I know how it feels, you know. At least that's my theory. But there are some interesting triggers, like my friend Chris, for example. He likes getting into discussions about certain things, like, say, one time I remember he got in a discussion with my dad about the fossil collection he has, and that was a real ASMR trigger for him. He said that was really giving him that feeling. And I thought that was interesting. It's like just a discussion about something can trigger something like that. It's really interesting. The mind works in weird ways, you know. Everything just about the brain is just so weird. What causes what kind of feeling? Like something like that could cause a relaxation feeling, like an actual physical sensation. Just talking to somebody about something, it seems really weird. But I guess, you know, you think about the brain, it kind of makes sense in a weird way that something so confusing would happen. But yeah, I don't know. I think life, the mind, everything's weird. It's just the world. It's a very complicated, interesting place. Well, I think that's it for now. Well, for those of you who subscribed, thank you, and I'll see you when I have another idea.